of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is the Preble Town Board meeting of August 11th, 2025. Are there any any additions, deletions, or corrections to the minutes in July?
I make a motion to accept it.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Jen?
Dog control, one stray was picked up and adopted. Justice report, July fines collected, $19,171.
Highway report, Jeff?
I don't know if it's useful or not, but I sent out that report yesterday, a preliminary report. There's just a lot going on. With the CMO and FEMA, I have requested a full closeout on that project. It's moving at governmental pace at this point. Donna was just talking about the plow contract for Cortland County. They've gone back to the original contract in 2019. Couple of changes.
No, I mean, it's, as we've all talked, we've seen it, you know, there were a lot of provisions in the new proposed one that we received several months ago that didn't really seem to apply to us as a municipality.
Mhm.
So I think they've agreed with that. So this version, which we got on Friday, is that, except for one minor piece as far as being able to revoke it, so, or terminate it. So we're gonna have a little bit more discussion, but we might during the meeting perhaps give, if the board wished, approve with that one change, and we could then have you sign it. We
Okay.
get that one minor change. Yes.
And like I said, it's a neutral contract. We don't make money. Some years you might make $1 or $2, but then like last year, it's more of a service for the people of the town. So the other thing is road's finished except for the shoulders. Williams Road, West Hollow Road, that what we did other than the intersections is a cold process. And maybe repeat from last month, I'm not sure, but we got a paver scheduled for August 19th and 20th to finish putting the cold top on it. And 2 weeks later, we'll chip seal that. That seals the whole, everything underneath it. So every once in a while, you hear, well, you just did a nice job paving this road, and then you put a chip seal on it. But it's part of the process of protecting a cold asphalt. We received the letter officially changing the speed limit on Steger Road from 55 to 45 from 281 down to Coral Drive. Just got that over the weekend. I shot an email to Charlie Sudbrink at the county, and he hadn't gotten his. He'll get that same letter, and then he'll schedule the signage going up for that. And then there's an endorsement that has to be filled out and sent back to the state that kind of wraps it all up. Equipment, what kind of made things crazy is equipment that was ordered 22 months ago came in a few weeks ago, and then late, and then another piece that we ordered last year, trying to, you know, stagger things out, actually came in last week. So it's gotten kind of crazy. And then a few other what I say, just maintenance items listed there. So, anybody have any questions?
Okay, thank you, Jeff.
If you don't have anything else, I'm going to a training. If you need me, call. We're all set on, I think, with that.
Yeah, I think we are.
Okay.
All right,
Thank
thank you.
you all.
Okay, thanks, Jeff.
Take care.
Recreation, we have nobody here from Recreation. County Legislature, Kevin's not here yet. Jen?
Zoning and code enforcement, July report. 1 building permit, 59 miles traveled, 7 building inspections, 32 hours worked, 0 fire inspections, 5 complaint follow-ups, 16 telephone inquiries. The next planning board meeting is August 27th at 7 PM. The next ZBA meeting is September 4th at 7 PM.
Thank you, Ken. Town historian, anything you want to say? Okay,
And then as far as the deed fires for the basement, I sent out 2 letters to Halco and Woodford Brothers requiring we talked about the prevailing wage part of it, and that was before, we got that quote.
Mhm.
I haven't heard anything back from Halco. Woodford's reached out the other day, and they're gonna have the supervisor get a hold of me, and if he does it all, so.
Mhm.
If I don't hear anything, chances are I'll just end up ordering one out of mine and then just submit the bill, so
Okay,
I'm sure it'll be a lot cheaper than what they're gonna charge anyway.
Right. right. Okay, thanks, Jay. Jen?
Town clerk fees collected in July, $183. Dispersed $167 to the town of Preble and $16 to New York State Ag and Markets.
Thanks, Jen. We'll start with unfinished business, short-term rental litigation. Don, any word on that yet?
To my knowledge, I've not received any word from our attorney. I checked my email briefly before I came up here. Did not see anything. That doesn't mean something isn't out. It wouldn't be coming to me. It would be coming to Brad and the attorney for the petitioners.
And neither have I gotten anything from Brad.
And it could be any day.
Okay. County snow plowing contract. We talked about that.
Yeah, again, the holdup was that the version that was sent out 2-3 months ago really seemed to be designed for like a private contractor doing some work for the county versus, municipality providing the services. So that was one piece of it. The other was, if you recall, we had signed originally an agreement 6 years ago, and frankly, it was shorter. It was simpler, but it seemed to cover all the aspects that on both sides were concerned with. So we've had discussion with one of the county attorneys, and they took another look at it. And so they did send just a couple of days ago a version that is very, very close to that one from 6 years ago. Again, the one item that Jeff was mentioning, and Jim, I think you and I talked about it too. There's provisions in there for how either side can terminate the contract. And almost all of them are the same, but they added one where the county could terminate the contract upon 30 days notice if the county deemed it to be in the best interest of the county. My suggestion is, and again, I haven't talked to the county attorney on it, but we'd like to see that made reciprocal. So really, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. But maybe extend it out to like upon 60 days notice or 90 days notice. I don't think that is ever really going to happen, but to maybe lengthen that out a bit. So other than that, it's pretty much exactly the same as what we signed 6 years ago. And again, it would be for a 2-year period and then with two-year renewal periods. So we wouldn't have to do another new contract for as many as 6 years, which is what we did before.
Do we have to make a motion on this?
Yeah, to approve, to give you permission to sign the plow contract with that one revision. And no, they upped the per mile. I don't have that sheet right in front of me, but they did up the per mile a little bit, which Jeff was happy with that. Thought that was fair. So it wasn't the issue about money.
All right.
It's just about the terms of the agreement.
All right, so we need a motion for the supervisor to sign the plow contract.
I make a motion for supervisor to sign the snowplow contract.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried? Okay. Take care of that after the meeting. Next, new business. We need to renew Bill Barrett's term as assessor. Jen, can you give us a little comment on this?
Yep, so Bill's term expires September 30th. So the next term will begin October 1st and it ends in September 30th, 2031. So it's a 5-year term. I asked Bill about this and he does wish to renew
Okay, good.
his term.
So we need a motion to renew Bill Barrett's term as assessor for another 5 years.
I make a motion to return Bill Barrett's term as assessor for the next 5 years. I'll second it.
All in favor?
I,
Carried? Okay. Next item, renew Jay Curry's term on the Board of Assessment Review. And since Jay is sitting here, we should ask him, do you want to renew?
I'm good with it.
Okay, good, good. And Jen, what is the term on that?
I think it's the same. I'll have to look.
5 years?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
I make a motion to appoint Jay Curry to turn on the
I'll second it.
Board of Review.
All in favor?
Jim second.
Dave and Jim?
Yeah.
Thank you. It is 5 years.
5 years, 5-year term, yeah. Okay, last item on new business is last month we had a question about Jay doing some filing work for Rick. I did look into that and I called Gina about it. Gina said everybody has a sort of an expense account called contractual in the budget. And contractual would be travel expenses, going to continuing education. If you want help with something, you can hire it out. And so in this case, Rick is hiring Jay for a minimum wage, which is I think $15.50 an hour, something like that. And Rick needs about an hour a week of help in filing. So Rick does have an expense account to take care of that. So that's not an issue. So we'll continue with that. And we have those vouchers here for tonight. We received from USPS $779 last month. And now we need to pay the bills for the general and the highway bills. We need a motion to pay the general fund vouchers.
Make a motion pay highway or general fund vouchers, abstracts number 8, numbers 154 to 176, totaling $14,148.55. I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Need a motion to pay the highway fund vouchers.
I'll make a motion to pay the highway fund vouchers, abstract number 8, numbers 57 to 71, totaling $490,613.79.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. And then we need also a motion tonight to pay the HA fund vouchers. Jen, can you tell us a little bit about this?
Those are bills that just needed paid. One was for the cold storage building. There's a folder there, exactly what they are. I had asked Jeff before what the HA stands for. And nobody seems to know the answer to that. So that's a Gina question.
And that's for cold storage.
Yeah, one was complete concept, construction concepts, and the other one was totally building supply.
Okay,
So there were two bills for $666.36.
okay. So we need a motion to pay that.
I'll make a motion to pay the HA fund vouchers, abstract number 8, numbers 4 to 5, totaling $666.36.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now, there's one more item too that we need to take care of, and Mike Hughes has asked us to make a motion for him to apply for a grant. And this grant is for the security system that Donna Duty set up years ago. And she always applied for the grant and then had the grant money paid for the security system. So we're not asking Mike Hughes or telling him that he has to pay anything at this point. We're just simply saying that we're giving him the permission to apply for a grant, which he has applied for in the past.
I'll make a motion for Mike to apply for the grant.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried? Okay. So those are the bills paid for the month. We will go into executive session tonight. We have two personnel issues that we need to discuss. But before we go into executive session, we want to open up the meeting for public comment or questions. If anybody has anything that they want to say, they can say it.
Question that people
Mm-hmm.
on Rick's, what he tallied up. I don't personally care, but I think the board should have more of an itemized of what he does, where he goes, to justify another person to help him to file, you know, I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
all these miles and, phone calls, that's all we get. And as far as, inspection, have we ever had a certificate where he went and inspected any places?
I'm supposed to have them.
Well, I mean,
What's he filing? What's Jay filing? If he goes on these minor things, he should be able to do it when he's sitting here.
Can I speak?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So basically, what's happened in the
Okay,
past.
can you speak a little louder, please?
Sure, yeah. Basically, what's happened in the past, with Doug Staley was code enforcement and all that stuff. Doug Staley had all his records down in his office, down by the soup coat plant, Hope Builder. And basically what happened was when Doug passed away, his wife or somebody else packed all that stuff up, okay, and put it in boxes. There was no rhyme and order to any of it at all, okay? Building permits are a permanent file, okay? So if you applied for a building permit in the last, since 1984, it's a permanent file, it's supposed to be kept here, okay? So basically what we've been doing over the last month or two is I went through all those boxes of all those records that Doug had shipped up here and all the other past code enforcement gentlemen that were here and organized them by road name, okay? If Jen had to go back there and look up for a building permit for any one of us here, it would have taken her a year to find it because there was no rhyme and order, okay? So the way it's being set up now is by road names, okay? So if I say, I file a FOIL Act for, 1965 Preble Road, okay, any building permits in it. She can go back there, look up Preble Road and find 1965 Preble Road, or 1911 Route 11, or any road number that she has or request that she has. So that's basically what I'm doing. So there was numerous boxes back in the vault back there. There's zoning issue or zoning books and building permits, and like I said, there was no organization to it at all. And basically, that's all they've been doing is just organizing that for Rick and Jen to make it easier for them. So,
That explains your hours, but
What's
what about Rick's?
oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, I don't know
That's the
about.
one in question.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think what she was asking about was
Okay. I just
all the data that we read off every month
okay.
about Rick's activities.
Okay. Well, just to clarify what I'm doing.
Right,
anyway,
that's a
as
good
far as-
clarification of what you're doing.
Yeah.
And some of what Rick is paying you an hour a week to do
Right.
is some of that work. Now, all this data that Rick does, we have transparency in the town and anybody can sit down with Rick, come in on Monday from 3 to 4, 2 to 4, and anybody can ask him about these things, about his latest activity, and look at the building inspections, look at the complaint follow-ups, look at the telephone inquiries. I mean, anybody can.
Yeah,
Can I
but
ask
wouldn't this board paying him? Wouldn't you want to know where the mileage is, where he goes? And these inquiries, it doesn't have to give the name. But it should be if somebody had a complaint on Eastfield site. So you'd have an idea, but you guys are just accepting his word. How do you know he put those files on?
Well,
Yes, you rode around with him, but you do not ride him all the time.
I don't ride with him
I
all the
come in here and complain to him, and he says, I don't do anything unless somebody gets files a complaint. So what the hell does he do? He's supposed to be out looking the roads. Why should I come in and complain, sign my name to a complaint? So he can go investigate. Then they come back and get mad at me? No, people don't want to do that.
yes, Michelle?
What type of documentation does he provide you each month to get his expenses paid?
Well, he submits documentation to Jen, and Jen she compiles it onto the monthly report.
But is it specifics of where he went?
This is my monthly report. Exactly the information that I put on the.
So we,
Right.
So
not-
that's just,
yeah.
it's just, there's no.
And anybody can sit down with Rick.
yeah, but
and
why
go
should
over
we
that.
have to come sit down? Don't you guys on that board wanna know where he spent his time? Instead of sitting here in the office, does he really go out and investigate these things? Don't you wanna know? Instead of, he's had X number of calls. I think you're way off duty.
I
You
would
want
think they should be
specifics.
documented.
Know what he's investigating,
Not for us, not for all of us to know, but for at least the board to know.
and it should be on your report. Why should we come in here and sit down and ask you, inquire from him? Now, how many times did you go? Now, what building? There should be a building permit there, okay. 59 miles, where did you travel? Don't you wanna know where you traveled? Instead of, maybe it's from his house to here. How do you know?
We
Well,
get the
think
building
about
permits and we, we get the
Okay,
date
yes.
and the location and the road. So if you, it can easily figure out where it is located and how many miles it was.
Okay, you got them itemized, cause that.
We get building permits, they're itemized.
The miles on each sheet?
No, but it gives the address.
Yeah, but that doesn't, you have to go out and
Song
measure
Lake
those
Road
miles.
here,
No, he should put
2 miles,
on that.
2.5 miles.
And a complaint file up. He should tell you what the complaint is. Maybe you can help solve the problem. It hasn't gotta be the person's name, but they have a complaint on State Road. And it's a house that's too close to the road. Why should somebody have to go and complain? Your report is way off. No information on that. Inquiry, same thing.
When the town of Preble hires somebody, we have confidence in them that they are doing their job. And Betty Ann, if you don't like it, you can apply for a job here if you want to.
No, I'm saying I hired him and I told him I would fire him because I had him a problem down by me. Captain Kruger had a building there and it was falling over. I own 18 inches on 3 sides of that building. I had to come here a number of times and ask him about it. Oh, I can't locate him. Well, he's not trying to locate the guy because he's right at the hotel. And he was right in town. And then finally, I come in and said, where does it stand? Oh, it's in Binghamton. And I asked Don Armstrong how it was, what were they doing at? He says, it never went to Binghamton. There is a lie to me. So why even come in and talk to him when he's lying to you?
Anybody else have a question or comment?
Yeah, an update on the post office, please.
Post office lease, right now we're going month to month. I talked to a representative, who's a contractor for USPS, and I explained to him that we are considering doing remodeling in the building, but it's not definite. And so he said you can go month to month on the existing lease and almost indefinitely into the future until we know what we're gonna do.
How about the estimate on the remodeling? It's being worked on.
It is being worked on right now, yeah. Anybody else?
Yes, this building is a historical building and you go and remodel it. The guy was here and then checked it out and we had a committee looking, have it, and they fell through. And he come in and said, yes, this would qualify. So why go and remodel everything? And you got history right here.
Anybody else or anything? Okay, if there's no more questions or comments, then,
Oh, here comes the county legislature.
oh, okay. We'll wait for Kevin to come in. See what Kevin has to say.
The man of the hour.
Okay,
Kevin?
You're up.
You're up.
It's all
You're up.
about you.
You're
It's all about you.
We're done.
don't sit
Just
down.
wait.
Hi,
for you.
Kevin, you're out.
I've been waiting for you.
Oh.
Perfect time.
Really?
Really? Okay,
Well, you
well,
can be seated. You can do it.
no, because I have a handout for you. So I wanted to give you the state's budget for taking a little peek at. And then this one is for the first quarter financial plan for the state.
Okay.
And it's grim and doomy, so that you can take a look at it.
Can you
So
give us
the
a summary?
The
of each
summary,
one?
I'll tell you, the summary is the way that they are projecting in there. By 2028, they're going to be 34 billion over their budget. What's that mean? What it means is cow manure rolls downhill, right? For instance, in that report, they have projected 44.3 billion in Medicaid. Their anticipation, though, by the end of their fiscal year, is that it's going to cost 112 billion. So what that means is that every county, we pay into Medicaid as well. But for each time that it goes up, the state stays there, right? They're pretty flat. It's the counties that then have to continue to pay more and more into this. So, being said, last Thursday, the city, Tuesday, the city approved sales tax as part of our negotiations. They currently are at 17.25% of the sales tax with the agreement. The agreement is now up to 18%. And the municipalities currently are at 22.7% of that sales tax that gets distributed currently by town assessment. And it's what the town assessment is, not what it's projected. So I think I don't know what your assessed value is, but the assessed value, we don't take, so if it's 60% is your assessed value, the county does not take 40% and, add it on there to give you more property value. It's straight for it. So that's why one of the things that we've always tried to do is try to get municipalities to do a reevaluation to get as close as you can up to 100%. It hurts, but it helps for that. So that's why we've been trying to get that. Proposal is currently at 27.62, the municipality share. Next year for 2026 is going to go down to 22.5%. So that's a 5% hit for that. And that is first with property values for 2 years. And then after that, it's going to go to a 50-50 split, which is 50% property value, 50% population. There's a lot of stuff that went into that. And the one thing is smaller municipalities were favored more when they did the 50-50 split. The reason why we were going with population is because the 13045 zip code. So that covers Virgil, Cortlandville, the city, and a little bit of Homer, I do believe. 83.3% of all sales tax generated in Cortland County comes from that area or that zip code. The problem is that the Cortlandvilles of the world put 30% of their budget that they have is all sales tax revenue. And that to me, and I'm glad I'm on there for that one, is one of the dumbest things to ever do when dealing with a budget. Because what happens? We're in negotiations. Onondaga County, what did they do? They took all sales tax for it. Plus, you're looking at, at the fluctuation that you see in sales tax generation and purchases. So it's really not a good thing to put all your eggs in one basket when you're dealing with that. But they did. But because of that, going down from 27 to 22.5, they were looking at right about losing about $1 million, $1.2 million, which in Cortlandville as a resident, that would have crushed you for a tax increase. So I've been putting important feelers. It's kind of nice about being like the chair of the legislature and acting county administrator. So what we're going to be proposing this month is we're not going to go from 27.62 down to 22.5. We're looking at a more gradual of right around 25 or a 24.5 in between there to ease it up a little bit. But when we hit the combination, so when we get into 2028, if we switch the combination, then the municipalities will see an increase in their sales tax. This is based on the percentages. I forgot to bring it to you. But the sales tax generation, we have done, we've been going back since 2018 and looking at every year how much the sales tax has increased in Cortland County. And we have very routinely been over 2%. So when we did the calculations, we were conservative with just going 2%. So from 2021 till present, we're seeing a 3.5% tax increase. So when we show you the chart that we project, we have pretty good confidence that that right there is the minimum that you're going to receive. Anything above that, kind of gravy for it. Why is the county taking more sales tax? So we had this meeting with the municipalities and they were like, what is the benefit? What are you going to do for us? Because you're taking our sales tax. What are you going to do for us? Well, in those reports, you're seeing what we're doing. And I've been telling everybody this for quite a while, is that we are stuck with mandates, Code Blue, Medicaid, so on and so forth. Those are increasing steeper and quicker than we can adjust, and we cannot do layoffs. I mean, we're looking at our own house too, let me tell you. But we cannot do that. And what we say right now with the municipalities is that your residents here take our services, and that is what you're getting is the services that we are providing, and providing by mandate, the Meals on Wheels, so on and so forth. So we are doing everything we can. What are we doing in the county? One of the things I told you a bit ago was when we consolidated highway and building and grounds to make public works. That's for cost savings, not just for efficiency, but looking at cost savings. We're RFQing. We're just taking a look at, are we able to outsource if we have to? Is it cheaper that way? We're just trying to collect the data and the information to be able to better look at it. Being the county administrator, I'll tell you, departments are very siloed in Cortland County. They pretty much operate on their own, right? So what we're looking at doing is centralizing purchasing. Every department has their own purchasing person. Doesn't make sense, because when they purchase something, right, it's this. But if we buy it as a whole, so once we do that, then we are going to open it up to municipalities to be able to purchase paper products, stuff like that, under one roof, to get, for you to get a better deal using as much as we use. So that's one of the things we're looking at doing, is knocking those down and looking at centralizing stuff, that we can do. We had talked a bit about IT. We did get an IT chief information officer. I believe in stealing if we can, and we did steal, not money. Don't get that wrong. We're not stealing money, but if we're stealing expertise from another county, we're going to do it, and we did do it. So we have the CIO, IT director from Madison County, who is very instrumental in Madison County of reaching out, and actually all the municipalities in Madison County use the county's IT for everything. And it's been very beneficial for them. So having him come in here, it's another thing that we can, try to help. Why is the county looking at this as a bigger whole? We're looking at it because we do know that we're taking sales tax revenue from the municipalities. So how can the county kind of help offset that with your budgets and help and reduce your budgets if we can? So that's where we're at this point. Any questions?
Kevin?
Yeah.
Well, last spring I was in a county meeting where they said that the county financial situation was dire. Okay.
Mhm.
So, then the obvious question is, well, why is it dire? And the answer from the county was, well, these unfunded mandates by the state. And my question always is, well, all the adjacent counties around us are working under the same conditions that we're working under, I assume. So is their situation dire also in these adjacent counties?
It was just in the Ithaca Journal that Tompkins County is looking at 11 million deficit starting their budget. Absolutely, we all are. And the one reason why is because we all have to deal with the state of New York. I mean, that's plain and simple, for it. If there's a way that we can generate revenue, we can. We cannot generate sales tax, counties. We have to rely on the municipalities in getting in businesses and stuff like that to generate revenue.
My other question is, are there impoverished people being shipped into Cortland County to collect a beneficial welfare package?
We had questioned that, especially looking at the camps over at Tompkins County, coming over. We have not seen it. Is it happening? I don't know. I really don't. But you can go into the city of Cortland, and I mean, we're starting to get the camps coming in. But here's the thing, is that our DSS will go out and try to give them help, temporary housing, stuff like that. They don't want it. They don't want the help. And we don't know what to do. I mean, we're still working with Albany trying to get warming centers and stuff, inside the city, because that's the majority of where they're coming from. It's mental health. I mean, that's one of the bigger issues that we have. And right now in the county, one of our issues that we have is burnout. Our social workers that we have, it's just really hard, for them. And they're just saying, I've had it, I'm done. So we are seeing about 2 social workers every 2 months or something are resigning. So it is, it's a mess. Anything else, or you look like you're just,
No, I'm
your
just,
wheels are turning.
no, they seem like impossible situations that really can't be solved at this time. So, you know,
Well, just,
and just asking the taxpayer just to pay more, you know, that's not an answer either. Because there's a limit to what taxpayers can pay on their property taxes.
Mhm. Absolutely. And if, you know, we had reached out to municipalities and said, listen, let's think. One of the things though, I have to say, and I don't know where Mr. Griswold is. Fire, is some of the municipalities said, you know, we're just gonna use highway as an example. And I said, okay, well, you guys have a lot of highway people. Yep, we do. But what they want is they want to reach this level of expertise. And I said, okay, what part are you meaning here? Well, instead of, you know, doing a really good job at roads, why don't you just go here and then reduce the staffing that you have and just be middle of the road. And all I kept thinking was, you can say that now until you're out in the outer area and you do not have a road that's plowed. What's the first thing they're going to do? Contact the highway or the county and saying, how come you're not doing your road? You can't. I mean, I think we're up to 600 and some odd miles of highway. And we even contract out with municipalities because they don't have enough staff to do the roads. But to me, is with a municipality, Virgil, is that, you know, they are hitting the county right upside the head saying, you know, you're too overstaffed, or why are you doing this differently? And I just say, you got to be there. You really got to be on the roads or whatever to find out. Because have we been sued? You're darn right we've been sued. We get sued pretty much. I don't know how many lawsuits my name's on because I'm, you know, the county administrator / chair of the legislature. But it's just a constant, you know, a constant struggle. Because I know that there's a lady over there, yoo-hoo, that if her roads weren't plowed, she'd be upset at us. And I think that's one of the things that we have, you know, issues with. You know, making sure the roads are plowed, make sure the potholes are done. So next year in 2026, they're reducing CHIPS funding. Why? But they're going to. It's in that budget. And that's what municipalities live on when it comes for highway. Right? It's the CHIPS funding. So you've got to get out there and lobby and, you know, and try to get them. So on that beautiful note, they did raise the tax cap up to 3% this year. Municipality or the county were pretty dedicated in trying to stand right there. We know that we cannot fix everything in one fell swoop. So we're looking at the 3 and 5 year budget cycle and making everything the correct way. So, anything? Did I bore you? No? Okay, all right. Yeah, there is a silver lining, don't worry. Everything will go good. So, huh? Yeah, why is Morgan here?
I need Mr. Doran's signature on something, but just to come and see what Preble's up to.
So Morgan, our grant administrator, has been on, and I'm gonna put you on there. How long have you been with us?
Just over a year.
Just over a year. And how much have you generated? Just ballpark.
I think about 1.5.
$1.5 million that she has gotten. The Burn Dairy plant, that needed infrastructure, because they're growing. Yep, 500,000 she got for the infrastructure.
Is that toward the well?
So I say, go Morgan. All right, thanks.
Thanks, Kevin. Okay, so I'll just ask one more time if anyone has any questions or public comments, anything. Okay, so we're going to go into executive session now, so I think I can sign that before we go into executive session.
Thank you.
All right, so we have two personnel issues that we need to talk about. So we need a motion to go into executive session at 7:49.
Make a motion, go in executive session, 7:49.
I'll second it.
Yes, so we should use that.
Yes, well, I'll sign it now.
Okay.
This is for the
So,
shared services
yeah,
from
good.
2024. We have the town probably use the jacket services for
Okay.
county. So this is for.
Because you were over in Scott. He goes, hey, Kevin, he goes, can I just give a little street? I said, you go right ahead. We'll go
Glad I got to
before
catch you.
Yes, I'm glad you
Gave us a little street.
Have a great night.
All right, have a good
What was
evening.
this week's about?